Good morning, gorgeous so I am not. You don't need to see my face for this description. I've got my 9 Fox 92212 and I'm going to put coal in it. Now I use Gauge Master coal, you can use what you like. I've got liquid PVA, which is a 50-50 mix with a smidgen of washing up liquid, a couple of screwdrivers, a power coupler remover, a brush, some 100% PVA. I've also got a pipette, and what I need is my sponge behind you to support the loco. Okay, and my advice is the first thing to do is to remove the tender. Now in a lot of locos they have screws. This just unclips from the bottom, but a lot of them have screws. Now I have actually got a tool here that I would normally use to remove this. However, I think it's going to be easier to just gently prise it out with a screwdriver from each side. Simply because I've got brake rods in the way. Now what I advise everybody to do, if you can pass me my phone, is take a picture of the route that the cables take, because you'd be surprised at what you forget when you're doing something like this, and also how it actually sits into the slot, because if you're not used to doing this, it's quite easy to get it wrong. Now when you take it out, be very, very gentle. Don't fist it, just ease it out, because these wires are very, very delicate, and you get it wrong, the loco will not run. And to be honest, I'm struggling a little bit to get this out, but you be very, very gentle. And there we go, and that's taking it out. And I'll pass the loco to Susan, she'll take it out of the way. And here we have my tender. Now the first thing you need to do is take the coal out, which I've done here. The coal's out, and now I have my tender. Now what you need to do, you need to be careful that you haven't got a hole here, because if you put PVA glue in there, it's going to dribble down and go onto your speaker. So let's get going. The first thing you do is you put some PVA glue into your tender. Now what you can do is, what I have done is I've put some balsa wood in the bottom here, painted it black and put some coal on the top, but I'm not sure that I really need to do that with this, so I'm going to put some glue, as you can see, in here, move it around. Now what I do is I put my tender, I'll clean that brush up in a minute, in this box, because then what I can do is put this in, I'm not going to overfill it, I don't need to, because not all locos have a tender full of coal piping out the top, and obviously being in here I can reuse it. Now obviously I'm not going to paint the top of the tender with glue, but what I do is, and I hope you can see this, is I just put PVA glue on the top all over, what that'll do is it'll sink into the coal. It may look a mess now, and you can see it sinking. It will slowly sink in, it will glue all the coal, and that's basically it. It's that simple. And obviously if I want to put some more on at a later date, that's fine. Now if you've got a really deep tender, or you've got a smaller locomotive, if this was like, I don't know, a Hornby A4 where they don't pull much, I'd have put some balsa wood in there, but I know that this pulls pretty well. Now what I'm going to do, me showing how useless I am, Just going to clean up where I've got glue where I don't need it. And what you do is you can move this around a bit if you're not happy where it is. Just going to put a little bit more in that corner. Good chunk of coal there. And quite simply, you leave it overnight in your airing cupboard, leave it to dry, and that's it. And what I advise you to do is tip it upside down before you start to use it. You see people, they fill a coal bunker up, but we all know very often you'll see locos in real life or in pictures where the coal bunker isn't full. And that's it, and I'll move it. And obviously, because I've used this ice cream tub, I can just tip it back what I haven't used so it's not wasted. And obviously just give it a little spread them out, because once they dry you try moving them. And there we go, that's it, all done. But as I've said, if you've got a locomotive without any pulling power, or you want to save coal, what I do is I put a thin slither of balsa wood in there, paint it black, and have it going round and over the top. But that's it, that's coal put in my 9 Fox, and I'll show you here the other my other 9 Fox. I'm not going to disconnect the tender. In fact, it's got a slightly different tender on this one. And you can see here where I've put the coal in this. Slightly different, slightly higher up, but that is the finished effect, basically. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you found this helpful. Thank you.